There you guys go. All right, hold on. Let me see. What's good, y'all? Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey. Premium account is that. All right, forget that. Let me remove Twitter. All right, let me save that. Let me get on Instagram. Let everybody on Instagram know I am live. There we go. What's up, y'all? I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to get in here. I know it's been a while. It's been a long while. We can get into that, but for now, we're going to get into straight business. Let me make sure you guys are seeing me live. Let me do my little setup up in here. So, what do I want to do first? What do I want to show y'all first? Hmm. Okay. All right. I got it. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, let me let you guys know I'm going live, and I'm just gonna go live. I'm not going to wait too long. I'm doing a late night on purpose. So on the East Coast, I know. There you go. My volume goes up and down. I know it is, but you guys are usually up around this time anyway. So I got y'all. Let me get on Facebook. Let everybody know I'm live. Some of you guys already see it, but we do have a lot to talk about tonight. This is going to be interactive. I want you guys to ask whatever questions you want asked. I got you. Now is time. Now is okay. Oh, okay. So it is showing that I'm live. Excellent. Okay, cool. Let me tag everybody real fast. Okay, so I see how that's interesting. Oh, and it's showing something I don't need it to share. Okay, hold on. Let me get back on here. All right. Boom. There we go. So it's just me. Let me put my title up here. In case those that don't know, comments can show on the stage. Hmm. Hey y'all. Hey. This is definitely interactive, so be sure to like, comment, ask questions. Do y'all think my random lives? So one, but it's pretty important. So yeah. Hold on, I forget where do I put my forgot where I put my title. I've been for so barely know where I put my titles at. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. You guys for your patience. No, I feel like actually, you know what? I know what it is. Give me a second, you guys. There we go. There we go. So I guess I'm freezing. Let me clear some things up. Give me just a second. I think I know what is going on. All right. So I had to tell the kids to get off the Wi-Fi. All right, guys. All right, we're back now. All right, so let me do my introduction. Hey, you guys, this is Tamaya Robles. If you don't know, I am a credit expert. I'm the owner of my company, Fix My Credit Now, 850.com. I'm the host of my podcast, Coast to Coast Credit. I'm on major platforms, every platform except Apple for whatever reason. It's been over a year. I think I've been podcasting for a year now, and Apple just hasn't accepted. It's normal, but you'll hear me on iHeart. You can see me, even my podcast. You can hear it on YouTube. So I'm everywhere but Apple. I am NAREP High Desert Chapter President out here in Victorville, California. So basically, what I do is just talk about credit stuff, whether it's business credit, personal credit, what have you. It looks like I'm stuck and frozen. I am not understanding that at all. Okay. Just rock out with me, guys. Have some patience. All right. So, what I want to talk about first and firstly is what a lot of you guys are probably experiencing right now. Something I've foretold you guys this was coming, um, and that is the student loan debt. The student loan deferment has ended. Some people you got your forgiveness. Some people are still waiting for forgiveness. I'm going to be honest with you, you probably aren't going to get forgiven, especially not with this administration in office. So much has gone on since I've been gone. Real quick to my customers who are a little pissed off, I have had a lot of I've had tech issues for the past 7 weeks now. I'm fixing it. We're almost there, but I'm fixing it. So now I'm playing catch up. So a lot has happened as far as the credit is concerned, as far as the credit world is concerned, and and we are basically going to discuss it. Now, the is what everybody is dealing with right now, or you will be dealing with it soon. If you haven't done so already, be sure to check your credit report just so you don't think this is just me making up shit. All right. I want to show you some video clips of, what's going on, what's been happening in the news. And as usual, I'm going to give you a solution. So let me share this video. Let's watch.
The U.S. Education Department will begin involuntary collection next month on federal student loans that are in default. This will impact millions of borrowers who have not made payments on their federal student loans for more than 9 months.
Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans?
Borrowers will have to restart those payments on May 5th or risk wage garnishment from their paychecks. This marks the end to a long period of leniency that began during the COVID-19 loan payments and interest accrual. President Joe Biden extended the pause until it expired in October of last year. And after courts stopped Biden's attempts at broad student loan forgiveness, borrowers' obligations are coming due. Education Secretary Linda McMahon argues the debt collection will help American taxpayers who do not have student loans, but advocates for families. There's also lots of confusion around how to pay back student policy changes between the Biden and Trump administrations. And Trump's layoffs at the Federal Student Aid Office have made it harder for borrowers to get their questions answered.
Share a few others just so again you can have a visual of what's going on. It's just not me telling you things randomly. It's not just me making things up. This is a real situation that's going on. It's happening as we speak. I stated earlier in a live that I did that I have a new client, for example. You'll see that video probably tomorrow. I just want to tweak a few things, but basically she had a perfect credit profile and she was taken out of deferment because the 5 years has passed, and they instantly put on her credit report that she's 3 months late. It's not even 3 months. Like, how is she automatically 3 months late? Also, when they took her out of deferment, she went from paying $0 a month on her student loan debt to $765 a month. And they said she's a total of 4 months late. So that's what you guys are going to be up against. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be really crazy. And again, I'm going to show you what's happening, what the news says and all that, but I also will give you guys a solution. Let me share my screen and show you another video. Let me see which one. Okay, so I had one. Give me a second. I'm doing this live, y'all. I'm doing this random. Whatever noise you hear in the background, like one of my cats. That's just I'm not editing. This is what you see is what you get. Okay, let me see here. And a lot of this is just like ads. It's really crazy. Okay, so that was one. Another thing is okay, the CFPB, the Financial Aid Department. Let me see. Wow, I had this all together and then boom, these ads popped up. And I do not know how to get rid of these ads. That's crazy. Okay, so the CFPB, and mind you, all of this coincides with each other. So if you don't know who the CFPB is or what the CFPB is, it's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This is basically what has protected the consumer all of this time, from banks to any financial institution, credit experts such as myself. These are the people that you would go and report us to in a nutshell. So it keeps canceling. Okay. What the Trump administration decided to do was they were trying to stop the CFPB. And I don't know if you recall when Elon Musk got in office, he basically said the CFPB is dead. He posted a tweet and all of that. I want to share share this video with you guys. I can't do Elon. Okay. I'm sorry. There's nothing personal, but I can't do Elon. But there was so much crap that came along with it. And what it did, it wound up hurting us as a consumer. So you can't report these financial institutions anymore. You can't do anything. The financial aid department, most of their workers have been let go. They're working off a skeleton crew, and so is the CFPB right now. So let me share that screen. At least I could do that much. Yeah, just so you have an inkling of what's going on. Let me share.
Are looking at the
that.
Trump administration's push to gut the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. But what does it actually do? CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to break it all down. All right, so why should Americans care? And what are some of the safeguards that exist because of the CFPB?
So the CFPB was created out of the financial crisis. It was an agency that was very laser focused on consumers. So everything from mortgages to credit cards to payday lending, all that. So some of the things that they have done include really trying to skinny up a lot of documentation, like when you get a credit card bill and all that gobbledygook, and mortgages. So that's called the know before you owe. Then there is restriction of credit card late fees that's in action, that's been enacted, but that has been a rule that's put in place but has not been enacted. And then we also have that, we've talked about this, the expunging of medical debt from your credit report. That's huge. It will impact millions of Americans. So there are things that
Okay, so just so I can jump in here, and I'm going to continue to jump in periodically. The CFPB, think anything financial, anything as far as financial institutions are concerned, mortgage lending, like she said, banks, credit card, debt, student loan, anything, credit repair, anything. The CFPB regulates all of those entities. Okay, so if a bank violates, if you are if somebody's committing fraud, they're stealing, if it's an entity, even if it's the credit reporting agencies, you would typically go to the CFPB, and they're supposed to protect us as the consumer. So I just wanted to give clarity on that. She's giving a list of a lot of what's going on, what they do, so on and so forth. But Trump, and in particular, at the time, Elon Musk was trying to kill it. He even had a little tombstone talking about the CFPB is dead. A lot of credit experts were giving false podcasts talking about the CFPB is dead. The CFPB wasn't dead. It's just inactive. It was inactive. And then Trump fired one of the main guys that was big on protecting the consumer from bank frauds and for them increasing the interest rates. And now the banks can basically do whatever they want to do because the person that was standing in the CFPB was formerly the head of a bank. I did a podcast I did a video. I showed you all the people and all the things. So go ahead and check that out. Now what's happening, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but now what's happening is they have a new permanent person who runs the CFPB, and she recently stepped down. So it's crazy as everybody's running amok in the government. But again, I just want you to know what I'm talking about when I'm telling you, okay, it's the CFPB. I don't want you to be like, well, what's the CFPB? So this is the CFPB. But again, it's basically the police. It's the financial police for consumers to report the big brother, the companies, the corporations.
Really help people on the ground.
So investigations at the CFPB are on hold. Many staffers are on leave. So where should consumers turn to now?
So there are other agencies that are available for consumer complaints. So one is looking at the FTC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. They all have consumer arms, right? We also have something for employees and their retirement plans, and states have a lot of insurance and securities arms as well as consumer divisions that are very helpful.
Okay, so you mentioned there are other agencies. If there are other agencies, does the Trump administration have a point in gutting this one?
Well, this has been a point of Republicans since the beginning of the CFPB.
Since 2008.
They said, hey, there are 7 other agencies that have consumer arms. Why do we need this? And they really pushed back. That payday lenders actually went to the Supreme Court to defund it. The Supreme Court found against them. Here's what I think is important. There are very few agencies whose sole purpose is to focus on the consumer. And that's why I think this has been
Consumer
good.
protection.
Consumer protection. However, I also want to be clear that when big institutions like JP Morgan Chase's Jamie Dimon complain about regulation, I'd like everyone to look back 15 years and see just how much money those banks have made over those years. They're doing just fine, regardless of the regulation.
So basically what she's saying is major. This is extremely important. You have to know, you have to pay attention to what she's saying here. So the consumer protection, the CFPB, is for the consumer, and it was temporarily dead, so to speak, not officially dead. It was just on ice. I like to call it a medical coma, so to speak. And it felt like there was no protection for the consumer. So he asked a good question: what is a backup? And the backup, one of them is the FTC. And I like to look at them as the FBI of the FBI. So if you have a complaint, if you have any issues as far as any financial institution, anyone related directly, indirectly to your finances or just consumer products, you would file a police report with the CFPB. If you can't use the CFPB, above that would be the FTC and the other entities that she brought up. So that's actually a very good thing that she brought that up. But I do want you guys to know where we stand now. Just a moment. So where we stand now is the CFPB is working. Okay. The CFPB is active. I had like all this stuff up for you guys, and then like it got blocked. It was so weird. So anyway, I do have this video for you. There is a woman that I told you that stepped down from the CFPB. She was actually somebody very beneficial, okay, to the consumers. She was finally on our side. And she wrote a letter the other day basically explaining that she stepped down and why. It was related to the Trump administration. I will say blatantly, not blatantly, in general, it was the Trump administration. But she was the top CFPB officer, I do believe so. I'm trying to pull the article up for you. Bear with me. Okay. So it says the top CFPB enforcement official to resign, citing devastating shifts under Trump. This is really a problem here. It's major because again, this is what protected us. This is what was supposed to protect us, this entity, and people are leaving. People are, you know what? I don't know why this keeps doing that. So hold on. Let me just join. Let me just join. I don't know what else to do. But this is what was protecting us from any negative, but it just keeps going through these horrible not being protected. That's exactly what's happening. I had a woman, I think I told you guys before, she wanted to complain. She just didn't want to pay. That was the crazy thought. She knew how to properly complain. So I actually walked her through it. I was like, well, if you want to complain against me, these are the steps that you need to take. So I was showing her the steps that she needed to take. And then she was like, I said, but here's the thing. You're going up against a business that they don't care. They're not active. They're not effective right now. So it's not going to help you at all. That's where we're at now. You can complain all you want. There's nobody at the CFPB that is able to help you for real, for real. You can complain, you can try, but the protection is not there, especially if people are leaving. Now, this also coincides. I can't pull this article up, and it's unfortunate because the stupid ad. I don't even know why this ad is here. So whatever. If it's really that important, I'll do it another way, some other time. But this coincides with financial aid. This coincides with student loans. It coincides with a lot. Okay, and getting back to the financial aid and the student loans, I have yet another video. I didn't see the whole thing by myself. I kind of wanted to do somewhat of a reaction video, so I'm just catching it now. But it gives you an idea of what to expect that your student loan is out of default. So let me share my screen again. If you have any questions, concerns, this is going to affect you guys. I don't have a student loan on my credit report. I wasn't in deferment. Okay. But a lot of you guys are, and it says it's in the millions. But let's listen, and then
Welcome back, everybody. After a 5-year pause, the Education Department started collection on federal student loans in default last week. Millions of borrowers are impacted. Nathan Ford from Vital Retirement Planners joins us now to share what borrowers can expect. And so what does this mean for borrowers in default of their student loans right now?
Well, 5 years is definitely long enough to get out of the habit. And 5 years is long enough to forget about debts as well. So the issue now is if you are 9 months in default, 9 months where you haven't made payments, you're in default.
Okay.
And the government now, through the Treasury Department, is garnishing wages. They're sending out 30-day notices to folks before they garnish wages. So it's kind of a big deal. About 5 million people right now are in default, and that number is probably going to tick up.
Why are so many people?
So I hope you guys heard that. I'm going to recap that right now. If you are more than 9 months, more than 9 months in default, okay? If you haven't made a payment because you're on this plan that was set up, it's over now. And you have 30 days to do something about it, or they're garnishing your wages. This isn't even about deferment. This isn't even about missed payment. I thought this was solely about like a missed payment or something like that. That's not the case at all. This is strictly about them getting their money, period. Okay. I did have a clip where the woman in the Trump office was straight up saying, we're not dealing with debt. You guys pay it off. I mean, just period. So this is what you have to deal with. But I'm going to let the guy finish. Okay. I'm going to let him finish so we can hear. But I do have a solution. Don't worry about it.
Many borrowers in default.
Well, the hard answer people don't want to hear is it's because you haven't made your payments, right? That's really what it comes down to. But there is a defense, I believe. You know, back in 2020 during COVID, Trump put a pause on student loan repayments, and those didn't resume until the fall of 2023. So there was this big break where people just were not expected to make payments, and then all of a sudden they are. And it had been a while, even after the fall of 2023, before people were, the government was reaching out to people to make payments. People were designated as being in default. Biden, under Biden, there were about 5.3 million loans that were forgiven. About $180 billion was for.
So now he's talking about the Biden forgiveness. So I definitely have to touch up on that real quick, because that really pissed me off. I need to know, did any of y'all get y'all student loans forgiven? The thing with the Biden forgiveness, it wasn't that Biden specifically, they never make this clear, because they try to make Biden the superhero that he wasn't. But if you were already on an income driven repayment plan, if you were already making payments, regardless of the number, if it was $0 a month to $800 a month, once your time was up, then it was forgiven. If any agreement that you made with the financial aid department, if your monthly payment was whatever and the time is up and there was a balance still left over, then that was forgiven. That's it. That had nothing to do with Biden, and it pissed me off. Another thing that Biden did that actually caused more harm than good is he altered one of the income driven repayment plans. So an income driven repayment plan is basically what they're talking about. And I'm going to stop talking again so we can finish hearing them. But the income driven repayment plan is something you guys all should be on like yesterday, right now, before they garnish your wages. But the IDR, or the income driven repayment plan, is based off of your income. And you tell basically your financial institution or your student loan, whether it's Mohila, Nelnet, whomever it's with, and state what your income is. And then within 30 days, they will give you a monthly fee, a monthly payment arrangement. What Biden did was he said, listen, sign up for this one. This is the only one I'm going to really let you have access to. And I'm changing it. It's going to be called Save Some Bullshit. Save Biden, Biden Saves People, whatever it was. He changed the name. But you can't make changes to it. It's permanent, which is horrible. Like, that is so horrible. And then after a certain amount of time, you couldn't even do that. Now, right now, as of lately, yeah, they're opening the floodgates. They're messing up your credit. Your student loans are going to be on your credit report, and it's probably not even going to be reporting accurately. But you can now go and file for an IDR, income driven repayment plan, and that messy stuff that Biden did is no longer there. But as far as him forgiving people, I understand a lot of people were forgiven, but they were going to be forgiven anyway. That's it. That's all. He's saying, oh, 5 million people were forgiven. It was just their time. It's been over 20 years for a lot of people. So think about it. It's 2025. Biden was in office, what, 2024, 3, 2. Okay, that's 21 to 24 years. Yeah, it's time for them to be forgiven. He didn't do anything special. But I digress. Let's continue.
Forgiven. It wasn't quite as much as he wanted to get done. But now we have this situation we have to deal with.
Yeah. So if a borrower can't afford their payments, what can they do?
Well, we always recommend try to do your very best to make some payments. There are some other things that you can do. You can apply for deferment, or you can do an income-driven repayment plan, but you have to get approval through student government aid to get access to these forms of relief.
Are there other kinds of repayment plans that borrowers can turn to?
Yeah, you can get a 10 to 30-year fixed repayment plan.
Oh, that's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's like a mortgage. Oh my goodness.
And you got to be really careful. Interest is one of the national or one of the universal wonders, right? Because that debt is going to compound and compound. So be careful. If you got a $40,000 debt at 6.5% interest, well, in 8 years you're going to pay about $50,000. So that you consolidate your loans, look for opportunities to simplify your situation, consolidate those loans, and that'll help you navigate some of the options that you have. If you are military or a teacher, there is some possibility still for some relief through the forgiveness program.
All right, Nathan Fort, thank you for dropping your wisdom. It's nice to always see you.
Good to be here too.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Child, I done deleted myself out of my own stream, but I'm so sorry. But yeah, I although I appreciate what they said, again, I'm just trying to give you guys the facts. You heard it, it's on the news. This is not me making anything up. But what I don't appreciate is how they dummy down the situation. Like he's making it seem like, oh, you got to pay all this interest, which you do. Oh, you got to pay a monthly fee for the next 15, 20 years, which you do, right? You do. This is the thing though, if you know how to fill out the form properly, it's a strong possibility that you're not paying anything more than $5 a month, if that. Worst case scenario, less than $100 a month for the next umpteen years. And I don't care if that's 10, 15, 20 years from now. It's already been 10, 15, 20 years. It helps your credit. Nobody's speaking on that. I'm speaking on it. Imagine your student loan debt shows that every month you are making on-time payments of 0 to 50, $25, $30, whatever, based off of your income, because it's income driven, right? Yeah, for the next umpteen years, that makes your credit amazing. And then when you update your IDR or do your income driven repayment, if you already had missed payments on your credit report because of your student loans and it dropped your credit, it actually fixes itself. So they put it that you've been on this payment plan since the life of your loan, and it makes your credit so much better. So I'm not a fan of how they kind of just like shake their finger. Yeah, but you could get on an income driven repayment plan, but why would you want to do that? Because it is affordable. People don't have it like that. People have been in slumber for the past 5 years, not paying their student loans. They've been in deferment for 5 years, not thinking about their student loans, bettering their credit for the past 5 years. That's why I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to put my kufi on, my tinfoil kufi on, but sometimes you have to. All right. Think about what they've been doing with these past 5 years. There was the pandemic. They didn't know that regular people, were going to get their credit fixed, start businesses, get money. This is the most money people have ever seen in their lives. So then they add on the FICO 10 and the FICO 10T. What does that do? FICO 10T goes backwards in time before you fixed your credit, and now you can't get approved for anything because they're looking back in time, right? Then they put everybody asleep and say, oh no, we're in deferment now for 5 years. 5 years. But the purpose of putting you in deferment and your student loan in deferment technically was to get you guys to want to pay during this time frame. So it wasn't that you guys were in deferment and life was just life and you're partying and drink whatever you do. No, it was with the expectations that this should be enough time where we pause your student loan payments, you get a job, you do whatever you need to do, and then you start paying us back. And then eventually the deferment will be over, or you'll save enough money so when the deferment is over, you're golden. Nobody did that. Did you do that? Did you do that? Let's be honest. Did you do that? You didn't. So what's happening now is everyone who did not pay their student loan, who has been asleep on deferment, you either forgot that you had to pay them student loans back, or you didn't think that they were going to mess you up the way they did. And now you're messed up. Now your credit score, like my newest client, has gone from a 700 to a 500. Some of y'all are going to go down to a 400. Okay. And you can't get approved for anything. Not at all. Now, I do want to give solutions. I always say that. I do want to give solutions. So here it is. There are a couple ways that you can get this resolved. You can either get your credit fixed. So what they're going to do is, yes, they're doing wage garnishments. I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't aware that they were doing wage garnishments. I'm going to keep it a bean. I knew it's coming. I mean, that it coincides with each other. It makes sense. But I haven't had a client complain to me yet saying, hey, I got a wage garnishment from student loans. I didn't get that. What I am getting is, hey, look at my credit report. This just happened, and they're saying I'm 4 months late on my student loan payments when I was just in deferment for 5 years. That's what I am seeing. Okay. Now, what you can do is you could get your credit repaired and have the missed payments overturned. Okay. You can have the missed payment overturned. That helps because what I told you guys on multiple occasions, what is on your credit is what rules. So whether or not you owe a debt, it doesn't matter when it comes to whoever is looking at your credit report for the most part. Some lenders, like mortgage lenders, they will probably verify certain things. But other than that, if it's not on your credit report, it doesn't exist. So fix your credit. If you don't want to just fix your credit, you want to do something about the student loan debt, again, like the guy said, do an income-driven repayment plan. I already showed you guys how to do an income-driven repayment plan. I don't mind doing another video showing y'all, but if you do look in the archives, I literally walk you through step by step for free. So if you start complaining about, oh, I got to pay you. Yeah, it's a business. I own a business. This is not free. I'm not doing volunteer work, but I do give free game. So those that want to do it yourself, check out the video. I am thoroughly detailed. I log in. I'll show you what it's like to log in, how to sign up, which income-driven repayment plan options there are for you, how to do the calculations, like, okay, if I make X amount of money, this is how much money I have to pay a month. The goal is to pay little to nothing every month for the next 20, 30 years. I don't care. It makes your credit look good. Now, another bonus is you can get your student loan debt completely wiped out, completely forgiven, poof, pow, be gone, no matter what the dollar amount is, if you have a life-threatening illness. Okay. I was just talking to my client about this. I don't encourage people to get rid of their student loan debt, but so many people are over their student loan debt. Like, it's a personal thing. It's an emotional attachment. It's an emotional disgust that you have. And I understand it. I'm not knocking that. Like I said, I don't have student loan debt on my credit report. I will soon because I got I have in 4 years, right? Because I have a kid going to high school and I am doing the Parent Plus loan. But I always wanted a student loan debt on my credit report because it looks good. I know what to do with it. I know how to manage it, things like that. But if you have, let's say you have lupus, let's say you're on SSI, you have disability, any of those things, if you can state that, yeah, this is going to be a medical issue that I have for over 6 months, they will discharge your entire student loan. Yeah. Just fill out the form. I'm saying I explained how to do that for you guys as well, and it was discharged. If you do not want to do these things by yourself, if you're like, listen to Maya, I don't have the time, I don't want to mess up, I see that you did it for free, you showed us how to do it for free, I get it, but I want you to do it, I do not mind. I do charge 2 different prices. If your student loan is over 100,000, I charge a little more. If it's under 100,000, I charge a little less. But yeah, those are the actual options that you do have. Now, like I've always said, some of y'all look at doing nothing as an option. You can do that as well. But the man did just say they are going to do wage garnishments if you don't figure something out. You better pay them people. How you go about paying your student loan debt is entirely up to you. Okay. Also, if you do make a payment agreement with financial aid office, with Nelnet, who's out there, Mohila, with whomever, right? If you do decide to do that, sometimes it does not get reported to your credit report. So you kind of have to do both. So once you make an agreement with them, they're going to send you this form saying, hey, we updated everything. You went from having to pay $600 a month in financial aid. Now you have to pay $20 a month. Take in, everything's fine. Everything's perfect. Take that letter and then send it to the credit reporting agencies, and then they should fix that on your credit report. Again, all this is done within 30 days, not 30 years, not weeks. Okay. If you do not want to do this, just schedule a consultation with me. FixMyCreditNow850.com. My description should be my contact information should be in the description. But yeah, sorry about the slow start. It was kind of weird. I don't know what happened. I think I know what happened. But my Wi-Fi connection was mad crazy. Hopefully this helps y'all. I'm going to continue to do lives. I'm going to continue to share. I have been MIA. I understand that. I apologize. My bad. Let me know what you want to hear. Share your testimonies, what you've gone through. But just be aware, heads up, don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait till you get the wage garnishment. Don't wait till it messes up your credit and you are in the middle of buying a house and boom, now this is happening. I told y'all during the pandemic this was going to happen. I told you after the pandemic this was going to happen. It's still after the pandemic. I'm still telling y'all, I warned y'all when Biden was in office, be careful. You're not really getting your loans forgiven. It's some on some bullshit. I told y'all, I'm telling y'all every step of the way, but you guys wait and you start complaining about money and all. Listen, I give you free options. So shut the fuck up. Do it. Just do it. Right? And if you don't do it, then come to me, hire me. And it is what it is. It's a business, but this is your financial freedom. If you're really trying to break generational curses, then you guys need to invest in yourself. And this is how you do it. Don't let them garnish your wages, man. Once the government attaches themselves to your paychecks, it's over. They're already trying to cut into subsidized housing, Section 8, welfare, and now they're going to cut in your checks. Think about it. Especially some of y'all pay child support, men and women. But the government's going to be garnishing you for the next 30 years. Bless your heart. If you don't do anything about it, bless your heart. Okay? I'm not going to rub it in your face and tell you I told you so, but I've been warning y'all for 5 years. 5 years I've been telling you. And I'm going to talk about this tomorrow on my live. I offer so much for you guys. There's so much going on in California, outside of California, virtually nationwide that I have going on. And you guys are complaining when you set up a consultation with me talking about you didn't know. There's no excuses. You did know. You chose not to tap into these resources, and that's your problem. That's your problem. Stop complaining and do something about it. Break your own generational curse. But I have talked enough. It's been close to an hour. I appreciate those that have been coming in and out. And I'm going to be back in your algorithm again. Okay? I'm going to be all up in your faces because I don't think you guys are getting it until it's too late. And we're trying to take preventative measures, bro. Take preventative measures. All right. So I wait until the last minute till your world is all fucked up and you were just about to close on a house and you're just about to close on a car. Boom, this shows up. You're messed up. Let's fix it now. All right. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. Schedule your free consultation with me. Don't schedule a consultation with me just to see if I'm real. Please don't schedule a consultation with me to tell me how to do my job. I've been doing this for 6 years, over 6 years, officially. April, been 6 years. I'm good at what I do. Very good at what I do. Okay. Love it or hate it. I'm good at what I do. I don't need you to tell me who you saw and comparing it to what I do. We all work differently. All right. I don't need you to go back and forth with me on the prices. I know I'm the cheapest in the game. I make myself affordable so you guys can't complain, and yet you still manage to complain. If you're serious about credit repair, if you're serious about your student loan debt, you're not trying to nickel and dime me and all that and tell me a long ass story, definitely schedule a consultation. you got 30 minutes. I know you guys like me and I like you, and we have really deep, great conversations. Come on, let's get to this. You know what I'm saying? Because once you pay me, I'm sending them letters out and we're getting it cracking. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate y'all so much. Be on the lookout. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that goodness. Okay. Come to these free Zooms. Educate yourself, put your family on it. I might do something for the kids, going into college, leaving college, going in the real world. I'm thinking about doing some free credit repair, but y'all ain't tapping in. I can't care about your credit more than you care about your credit. So come, it's free. Stop bitching and do something about it. Anyway, I wish y'all the best of luck on your credit journey. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.